Hey y'all, I am back. Trying to get in on the other in on the live myself. Hope you guys have had an awesome day. I think I've had a pretty good day myself. So I'm just gonna go and pull that night clothes because I'm not gonna unwrap no yarn. Just keep that night area. Right. Oh, okay, it works through. Gotta remember to pull that mic out so I can set up a mic for y'all so y'all can hear everything because YouTube mutes noises, background noises, and this Loom is not necessarily a background noise. It's a noise I want. Oops. Thanks so much for the likes. I appreciate it. Thanks for the likes. Oh, thank you, Denise. I appreciate that. trying to make sure this is always, there's not like two loops on there because it almost looks like there's two loops. Got a little stick or something right there. Some light fiber. That's me trying to loosen up the yarn some because usually when you first do the purl stitch on this end, it's a little tight. keep my thumb out the way. I'm getting poked. See if I can wrap it from this way and it'll feel more natural. Hi, Lois. Thanks so much for the likes. Hi, Rosemary. Thanks so much for the likes. I appreciate it. I need to fold it under because it keeps getting caught on stuff that's on the table. It's starting to get on my nerves. So let me kind of fold it in. Fold it and roll it up a little bit. Now that should keep it from bumping stuff. If you can do scarves or hats or anything like that, you can work on this one. You can double knit on this loom as well. There's a certain way you have to, but you can double knit on here. I've never done it because you need a lot of stitch markers. I just went and bought a whole bunch of stitch markers, so maybe soon I'll be trying to attempt double knit. Thank you, Red Wolf. Hi, Anne Marie. Hey, Alyssa. How you doing? Hi, Vet. Thanks so much for the likes. I appreciate it. That's good. You're doing good. I'm doing a yarn haul probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I get yarn in tomorrow, hopefully. It's gonna be between today. It said that I'm in tomorrow and the 5th, so I don't know which day. So I can't wait. Yes, thank you, Yvette. I cannot wait to do this yarn haul because I'm gonna make a whole bunch of plushes, and I got 2 weeks to make it. Really, less than 2 weeks because my event is on the 14th. So I really have like 10 days. I only have like 10 days to make it. Really not that much either. Because the day before, I'll be trying to get my stuff packed and organized. Thanks so much for the likes. Thank you, Yvette. This thing that got hooked on the table. It's getting heavy, so it's starting to get hooked really bad on the table. I need to really put some resin on the bottom of this to like keep it smooth or sand it down a little bit. I keep saying that and never doing it, but I did go and buy some plastic tablecloths, so maybe I'll try that. And then I got to go into work tomorrow, so that's gonna be exciting. I'm a sub, part-time sub. elementary and junior high school. So, yeah. So I have to make sure I get plenty of rest tonight. I think I might have to have some coffee tomorrow. Thanks so much for the likes. Waffles. I love waffles the most, especially with ice cream. Waffle cones and all that stuff. Waffle, waffle, waffle. And with fruit and yeah, just fruit and whipped cream and all that. Thank you, Sash. I'm making a baby Afghan. Thanks so much for the likes. Hi, Moon Rose. I like pancakes for the classic, but I'm a big waffle person. I feel it's more versatile. Thank you, Red Wolf. It was supposed to be a Valentine's Day blanket. And so this is my first time putting a blanket yarn on this loom. And I didn't know that I would need more skeins than what I had. I had three skeins of yarn. And so I had to stop working on it because I ran out of yarn. So I needed like a one more to finish it. I'm thinking about putting some hearts on it, but I'm trying to figure out how I want to put it on there. Hi. Amazon. It's called KB Afghan Loom. Yeah, four skeins of blanket yarn. Now, if I were using number four weight yarn, I would only need three because the stitches are looser with four weight, but with this blanket yarn, it's tighter, so it. It needed more. Yep, right, more bulky. Not not really, cause it would take me some time to type it up. But I got it. Are you just saying like for Amazon? Hold on, I'm gonna type it in. I think you talking about for Amazon. Let me move up my screen real quick. Oops, accidentally hit the all caps button. Hold on. Yeah, I can show you what I have so far. That E person with the E that just typed in, that was me. But yeah. Amazon KB Afghan loom. This is what I have so far. I'm going up to 3 feet. Baby blankets really aren't typically 3 feet. So I just do about 3 feet to 3 feet, just to be on the safe side, because I be worried about it shrinking a little. So I just go to about 3 feet to like make sure that when I take it off, it's the right size. No problem, Sage. So yeah. So I do about 125 pegs. Thank you, Obsidian. I do about 125 pegs just to make sure that I get it. But my measurements say 100, at least 118 should do for 3 feet. Thank you, Yvette. I did too, Red Wolf. I did too. Thank you, Sash. Hi, Claudine. Because I thought this was what they were asking at first too. So thanks so much for the likes. Hopefully, I'll be done with this game soon. I get bored of sitting up looking at the wrong. I think it might. I'm not sure. The only thing I can think of is maybe clicking out of the live because I haven't set in on a YouTube live yet. Thank you, Bird of years. I'm sorry. I have yet to sit in on. Well, I've sat in on one, but it was like more like music, so I wasn't really paying attention. Thank you, Red Wolf. I appreciate that. Need to loosen it up a little bit. So I already got my next blanket planned. Um, I'm gonna do burgundy, gray, and black. Maybe a little bit of white too, but it's gonna be um this one I've been working on it on and off. I haven't like consistently been on it, but doing all the techniques I have to do and I had to adjust to the blanket. I mean to the type of yarn. It's probably taken me about 12 hours so far. 12 to 18 hours maybe. I don't think it's really been that long. Because baby blankets, I usually finish them really fast. I start them really slowly because it's a drag starting anything for me with something, pretty much this is tedious work. So starting it for me is a drag, but once I get into like the middle part of it, that's when I really speed up. Like I've done uh, a full size loom with number four weight yarn in like 3 weeks before. But that's only because like the person ordered it at the last minute for Christmas, and I really wanted her to have it for Christmas, so I finished it in like 3 weeks. It was like a 5 foot by 7, so it just depends on my mood. And I've also finished like a 5 foot by 5 in like 7 to 8 months. So it just really depends on if I'm just doing it for fun and like I'm dragging to do it, and if it's all E stitches. If it's all E stitches, I'll work it up faster too. You just change colors the way you would start the blanket. You'll create a slip knot with the new color and put it at the start of your row, and just keep wrapping like you never stop working. It's like starting the blanket all over again almost. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. Like, I've finished like a large one, and it's anywhere between 3 weeks to 7 to 8 months. So it just depends on my mood. But I think like overall about 80 to 90 hours maybe to finish. Hi, Kayan. So yeah, it just depends on what type of mood I'm in. If I'm pressured to finish it quickly, and like I just finished, I had two identical blankets. I was Last year was a really rough year for me. Like I wasn't feeling well half the year, and one of them I finished in like 7 months, and then the other one I finished in 6 weeks. So no problem. I sit obsidian. Yes, I'm on certain times. Red Wolf posted how to follow me. I don't really know how to do follow online, but I'm normally on 8 to 10 p.m. Central every Sunday and Monday. And you can make a blanket on the round looms too. So this is nothing but a really huge round loom, and it's like squished into like a long loom. Hey, Southern cousin. It's squished into like a long loom, and it turns into an S. So it's just a really big long loom if you stretch it out, and then if you open it up, it's like a really huge um circle loom. Thanks, Red Wolf. So that's all it really is. It's just a whole bunch of pigs and all that stuff. Um, but you can make a blanket on the round looms as well using the 10 stitch method. So you don't necessarily have to have this loom just to make a blanket. I got me a diamond. I just got me a diamond painting kit, and I can't wait to get started on it. I posted a video of me unboxing it, but I have yet to get started on it. Hopefully, I get started on it this week because I can't wait. It's a pink horse, Ferris wheel, not Ferris wheel, a merry-go-round horse. Are you Do you got KB? Because there's two different companies that sell them too. There's another company called Cindywood, but oh, it's expensive. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got the same. Yeah, yeah, ridiculously, ridiculously. But I do like that they section off, they color code their pegs. I do like that, but I don't think I'm willing to like pay extra for the color code. I got stitch markers for that. I can pay like about $20 for some stitch markers and use and just change different patterns for forever. But yeah, that's it's wow. They say theirs is queen size, but I've looked at the amount of pegs and their pegs don't really match up either. So right, right, much cheaper. Or rubber bands too, hair rubber bands. You can get the rainbow hair rubber bands and do the same thing. Just double wrap your pegs. So I've used hair rubber bands too, but I've only had the black ones because I was like, I'm not gonna go buy any rubber bands right now. So I just used black when I didn't have that many. I had like six at the time. Wow, that's crazy. Sorry to hear that. Okay, Moon Rose, I got you. Welcome back. But yeah, that's wow. Yes, of course. Ask away. Thanks so much for the likes. I appreciate it. I don't mind questions. Thank you, Sash. I appreciate that. I hope you do too. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Hi, Myrna. On the green rectangular loom, about 3 feet. That's okay, Yvette. That's totally fine. I get it. I watch lives while I've been loom knitting or crocheting too, and it's hard to stop and want to count too. So I totally get it. I promise. Hi, Kim. Yes, definitely. Real wolf, definitely. Yeah, as long as you want. Even when I was talking about that 10 stitch, you can make the 10 stitch, when you do the 10 stitch method, you can do a 10 stitch blanket as big as you want it to be. Width and length. Yep, long as you got yarn. No, I've never made a shawl. I'm pretty sure you can do it though because you can make sweaters and scarves and I made a beanie on here and I've made a scarf. But most of the time when I sit down to get on here, I typically make a blanket. But yeah, you can make like a tube dress, tube socks. I've seen someone else make a cardigan, so you can make it on here. I've just never done it. Thank you, Obsidian. I appreciate that. I've seen someone make a not I've heard I'll just say that because I she showed me that she made a sweater, a baby sweater using one of these. I think I used about 80. I can't really remember. I did a video on it. I think it was about 80. So, because I think a 60 would be somewhere around like a young adult size. I think I did like I usually stick to like a large. So I think I did 80. Yeah, you can make a blanket with that green one that I just showed you with the 10 stitch method, or you can make tubes and sew them together, or you can make flat panels and sew them together. But I hear a lot of people like the 10 stitch method. So the 10 stitch method, you don't have to sew anything. With the tube and the flat panels, you would. And then with the 10 stitch method, you can make it as big as you like. I keep saying I'm gonna do the 10 stitch method one of these days. I haven't gotten a chance to do it, but a lot of people really enjoy it. They say it works up pretty fast. No problem at all, SJ. Thanks so much for the likes. I appreciate it. Thank you, Red Wolf. I'm gonna try to sometime this year. Normally, I only do like one big blanket because it takes up so much yarn. But this year, I want to do some really different blankets. So I have to find some yarn in my. Now I'm gonna use variegated yarn. I'm gonna have to go online to see what type of variegated yarn I want to use before I get started. I don't have a surprisingly I don't have a whole lot of variegated yarn, and that's what I preach a lot. Variegated yarn, because I really don't like changing colors. And maybe I'll do it in like a blue jean or like a teal um, gradient color. Either one of those. I really like blue. Uh-oh. I grabbed the stitch marker. I always do that with the blanket yarn. I hardly ever do that with four-way yarn. I don't know why. Any loom I do blanket yarn on, I accidentally grab the stitch marker. I'm making a baby blanket. Thank you, SJ. Okay. Thank you, Moon Rose. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with me. I hope you have a good rest of your night if you don't come back. Oh. Okay, SJ. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with me. And I appreciate the subscribe. Awesome. Thank you. It's still catching on to the table. Good night, Obsidian. Oh, you were saying to SJ. I'm sorry. My bad. Hi. Hi, lucky lady. Hi, those who are entering the chat. Welcome in. I am Doe of Doe's Craft Day. I'm making a baby blanket. Once I do these two end parts, I'm gonna push it down and give you guys a peek since it's 9 o'clock. I usually do like a peek at 9 o'clock because I've been on here for about an hour. Hi, Antoinette. Internet. I'm making a baby blanket. Oh yeah. Are you doing variegated? Hi, 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 Gina. Definitely have to do two at a time to keep you motivated. Multiple projects going. Right now, I'm currently working on a crochet Princess Leia, but I'm waiting on my yarn to get in tomorrow to finish her, and then I'm gonna post her soon as I finish. All right, let me turn it this way so I can flip it the right way. This is the baby blanket I'm working on. I'm going up to like 3 feet, so that's why it's like that long. Hi, Sam Sam. Now I'm gonna fold it back up some more to not bump everything when I go back to working on it because it'd be all off the table. I need to drink some water real quick. Awesome, Yvette. Thank you, lucky lady. But yeah, so I'm doing like a Star Wars collection, and I got an event coming up on March 14th. So I'm in like market prep mode and everything. And it's an Easter themed event, so I'm gonna do some little ducks. I'm gonna do some knitting machine ducks and crochet ducks. I got a knitting machine too. I found a pattern on Facebook of some little duckies. I'm thinking about doing one big egg. So I got some pastel yarn. Okay, Yvette. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with me. I appreciate you. I'm gonna make one big egg because I got some I got or maybe a couple. But I got some pastel yarn, variegated yarn. I think it'd be really cute. I'm pretty sure I can find a quick egg pattern on YouTube. Hi. Okay, Red Wolf. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Uh oh. Didn't get that one all the way over. I'm ready to be out of this dark red color though. I got about two more rows of this dark red color, and then I can change. Uh-oh, my bad. It's starting to lighten back up. Uh-oh. Thanks so much for the likes. I appreciate it. Uh-oh. Thanks so much for the likes. yarn getting caught up. It's all I have left. So it's gonna give me about one more row. It's getting tangled up a little bit. I thought it was. I thought this was gonna be the last row, but it pulled up out of there, and it's. I know it got one more row on it. Oh, my bad. Something gotta be going on down there at that train stop, 'cause I keep hearing the sound of the train, um, railroad crossing, and a whole bunch of noise, like they trying to get it unstuck or something. Knowing my luck, it'll give me two more rows. Cause the reason why I said that in a negative way, cause when I go to saying, oh, it's just gonna give me one, it ends up giving me two. As if I don't know what I'm talking about. And it looks like it's gonna give me another row. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get another row out of this yarn. I got a little piece of speck or something right here. Yeah, I'm gonna get like another row out of this yarn. Oh my gosh, golly gee. Hi Ruth. I always try to roll it back this way because when I roll it the other direction, it keeps getting caught on the tablecloth. I need to change that. I need to put something over my, or at least put something plastic right there, something smooth so it's like catching. Because when the blanket gets heavy, the wood starts to go closer to the table. I might not have needed another thing of yarn. This might be at like 2.5 feet. Oh, let's see. We'll find out in just a minute. At 9:30, I'm gonna let you guys see it again because I need to probably measure it, see, or when I finish this game, I'll measure it to see how far along I am. 'Cause I really don't want to go that far uh, past 3 feet if I'm already there, which I don't really think I am, but because the table itself is like 2.75 in diameter. I think that's what it is. Um, I think one more row before I add another skein. It'll be like changing colors though. Hi Tammy. Yes, it is easy to do. I think what gets most people is they find it tedious because there's so many pegs, but it's very easy to do. If you're a beginner, all you would do is just wrap the pegs in a counterclockwise motion and as if you were writing a letter E, and then you just have to make sure you wrap 2 rows on there and then knit off. So it's not bad. There you go. It's catching on the table again. Thanks so much for the likes. Now I'm serious. This should be the last row that this game gives me, and then I can add another skein to it, and that'll be like changing colors. You might have just been asking changing colors in general. It's this yarn. It is this yarn. I'm ready for the color to change too. By the way, so it's not just you. I'm just like, come on, like change from this color. But it should be after this row because I'm gonna put a new skein on here. Uh-oh. And the next color looks like this color right here. Yeah, that's how I keep the edges of the blanket from curling. I was doing pearl stitches. Please don't give me another row. Seriously, it ain't that much yarn in the world. Let's mix it up with that. I think it's gonna give me another row. I'll find out in just a minute. Yes, I'm making a baby blanket. I think it's gonna. I'll I'll have to wrap it and see if it'll give me another row. Cause I'm not just gonna cut it just for the sake of seeing red. I'm gonna try to rush through this red so I can go and get out of this color. It went on forever. For certain. 5 feet wide. It's very relaxing and therapeutic for me, Ruth. I really would be surprised if this next stuff this next round makes it all the way to the end, or row makes it all the way to the end. It's not round. No, I made the table. I do craft fairs and stuff, and one day I was setting up and I left this on the table and I didn't feel like moving it, and so I set the loom on it. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So that's kind of how that happened. I didn't feel like moving it from the table, and I just set the loom on it and started working. I was like, oh, that's nice. But I got the pieces from Home Depot and the Lazy Susan piece, all that from Home Depot. And it wasn't that expensive to make, but it'd be very expensive to. Some people have tried to get me to ship, and it's very expensive to ship. Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna make it all the way to the end, but I always have to make sure before I go ahead and cut it, because there's quite a bit of yarn to cut off. Wait, it might make it to the end. Okay, yeah, it made it to the end. All right, so cool. Yeah, it's a Lazy Susan. I got the Lazy Susan part from Home Depot. And the round wood, you have to buy the round wood, a Lazy Susan, the Lazy Susan hardware part, and like some half-inch screws, because the table is like an inch thick. And yeah, and if you don't have a drill, you might have to get a drill too. Yeah, you can make a throw with this loom. I was saying that earlier. It goes up to 5 feet. You can make queen and king size if you just make two panels and sew them together. So you can go up larger. It's just gonna require sewing. Hi. It's just gonna require using the mattress stitch to put them together though. But yeah, I got about 30 minutes left. Um, I think they say click my picture to follow. I do a lot of tutorials too, so I crochet and loom knit, so all of that is on my channel as well. Thanks so much for the likes. I appreciate it. And thanks so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Uh-oh. There you go, getting stuck on the table again. Thank you, Obsidian. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Uh-oh. I'm trying to hurry up, get out of this color. My hands be slipping. Ooh, new skein, new skein. You have to do the garter stitch. It's knit one row, purl one row, or each stitch one row, purl stitch one row. That keeps it from curling. The purl stitch is a inverse stitch, and the E stitch is like a stockinette, the stockinette stitch. So yeah, it'll keep it from curling. So you gotta do one row, and then you gotta section it off for like the sides where you're gonna keep doing the garter stitch at, and then you do it at the beginning too. New skein, new skein me please, new color me please. Up, it got a little bit of that color still in it. I knew it was gonna kind of do that, but you know, there's that. So in the beginning, you do like a full row of garter stitches, and then so the two stitches create one garter stitch. Trying to make sure I'm making this long enough. With blanket yarn, I try to make it long enough because I'm gonna have to go back and hide that yarn. Uh oh, on this side, yeah. It's not much of a color change, but you know, it's something. It's not a stark contrast. Trying to figure out, tighten up this stitch some. Oh, that's the one I'm double. Is that the one I want to pull? Oh, this is being weird. Oh, okay. I got you. Totally understand. For the past 3 to 4 years, I've just been doing the same thing over and over and over. And I'm like, I need something different. I need to do different stitches. Yes, I do crochet. I'm currently working on a Star Wars collection because I have an event coming up. And my favorite thing to crochet is plushies. I do other stuff too, but I love plushies. And so I'm working on a Princess Leia right now. I just finished a Stormtrooper and Luke and Yoda. I'm in Arkansas. Hi, Karen. There go that lighter color. cool. If you're, are you asking about like you trying to figure out how to find an event? If y'all are trying to get into markets and craft fairs and stuff like that, oh darn, I'm gonna leave it too. I accidentally wrapped that, but I'm gonna leave it. Um, I find my events through the Chamber of Commerce. So if you look through like your cities or states or surrounding um, counties, Chamber of Commerce, you can find like events and stuff like that to sign up for. But you gotta get in there really early because sometimes those spots fill up pretty fast. Like I paid for this event back in February or maybe late January, probably at the end of January. Oh yeah, me too. Me too. I've been trying to attempt to do that, and it's pretty difficult. Sorry, they keep falling. I don't know why I keep falling down. Yeah, it's pretty difficult, but I'm trying to make some graph pants and all that stuff. And I can do crochet cross stitch. I can do cross stitching on crochet, but I would rather do it that way because it's already done. I don't want to like work up a project and then have to go back and cross stitch everything in. I'm making a baby blanket. Why does this keep falling? What you said. Right. They are very, very amazing. Cause gosh, that's one thing left. Well, there's a lot of things left on my list, but like that's at the top of the list. I'm like, gosh, how? And then um my stitches end up being tighter in the area where I changed the color. So that's what I'm struggling with. It's like why are my stitches tighter? And maybe I'm just pulling on them too much because I'm trying to make sure there isn't any yarn showing. So I don't know. I gotta like I tend to have like a control issue, OCD. So I'm trying to make everything perfect. So that's what my that's what my problem comes in with that because I know how to change colors. Like on plushies and stuff like that, I got really good at it. I haven't even been crocheting that long. I've been crocheting for about 3 years. But yeah, I I have like a control issue, like trying to make everything perfect. And with plushies, I can change colors easily because with them, most people intend for them to be like a tight stitch. But like with clothes and stuff like that, you have to like be very careful with your attention, and so that's very hard for me. So I always like, even with clothes, I have to go up a hook size, and I try to loosen up my tension as best as I can. So that trying to do like tapestry and all that is gonna be like really difficult for me to figure out. And then I'm like, why? I probably figure out how to do it on here. It's called a weird name on here when you do the graph stuff. Yeah, it'll be a flat piece. It's a baby blanket. I'm doing a form of knitting. Uh-oh. There it goes, getting caught up again. It's gonna drive me nuts. I really have to go and get those plastic tablecloths I bought. It really is. It's just more tedious than anything for especially for beginners. It's more of a tedious thing, but it's very easy. You just wrapping the pegs a certain way. When you're a beginner, you're just wrapping the pegs. When you get a little bit more experience, you it's still not as difficult. You just you know you just have to do the stitches a different way and by more of the stitches by hand after that when you do different stitches. But the E stitch is like you just wrapping and you just have to make sure the wrap is on the always facing a certain way. It is always facing like this side so it can always drop in the inside. Yeah, I got a little less than 15 minutes left. So it sounds like I got about two more rows. Now I know that for a fact because I've timed myself every time. So I know I only can do two more rows in about 15 minutes. When I first got this loom, because it's 198 pegs, I was looking and I was like, oh my. It took me a couple of weeks. Okay, thank you, Ruth, for and Obsidian for hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, you can follow on here by clicking my picture. Hi, Miss Salda. I'm usually here from 8 to 10 p.m. Central every Sunday and Monday. So if you guys want to hop back in on those days, I'll be here to the best of my ability. Thanks so much for the likes. I appreciate it. Uh oh. I'm gonna go in the house car watch me an episode of Whole Dark. Then go to bed. Probably eat me a piece of cornbread, some very country stuff. Eat me a piece of cornbread. I had some homemade chicken pot pie for dinner, and yeah, rub my feet together. Then I'll let y'all see this before I get off. One more row after this. I'm normally on here from 8 to 10 p.m. Central every Sunday and Monday. So if you want to hop on and catch me then, you can. I'm also on TikTok from 8 to 10 p.m. Central on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So technically, I go live 4 days a week, just 2 days here and 2 days on TikTok. I might try to go on the road to 50K on TikTok and bump up one more day. I don't know yet. Asking for a lot. 5 days is asking for a lot. or maybe twice in one day. I'll see. Like during the time where everybody is awake. Uh-oh, I almost got myself. Oh. Maybe during the morning one day. We'll see. Pop up live. Pop up, pop up. This is going to be my last row for tonight. Excuse me. Knitting needles are very tedious for me. I can do a little on the knitting needles, but I get distracted very easily. So I tend to like drop stitches a lot and have to frog because I don't know how to fix it. So I haven't gotten to that point on the knitting needles where I can fix it. But all I can do is like a garter stitch, stockinette stitch, and purl stitch. But yeah. But yeah, a lot of people tend to find, oops, why didn't I nip it off? A lot of people tend to find this tedious, especially if they've been crocheting for a really long time. I'm making a baby blanket. Thank you. I'm going to show it at the end of my live because I'm about to get ready to get off. So I'll give a peek at it before I get off. I'm using a burgundy ombre from Bernard Blanket. Use I don't push all the stitches down on it when I start this row, but I need to take a couple of pictures for my social media. And then, yeah, so let me flip that over real quick. Get y'all a view. I need to measure it as well. Let's see if I can. I have to come off the thing too far. Well, that's where we are so far. Thank y'all so much for the likes. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all. And I will be back here on next Sunday and Monday from 8 to 10 p.m. Central. Hi Marcus. Thank you, Cindy. Um, but I'll be in market prep mode, so I won't be working on this blanket anymore. I'll be done with this blanket this week. I'll be probably using like my knitting machine next week, and probably doing some crocheting because I do need to finish my Star Wars plushies. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hope to see you back on next week. Have a good rest of your week. Bye.